Hey guys, let's start out with the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Okay, so thank you for joining me today. So long before Jesus was born, the people of Bethlehem, that's where he was born, were feeling afraid and sad and hopeless. They needed to hear some words of hope from God. So God sent a man named Micah to deliver the message. Someone who delivers messages for God is called a prophet. And Micah's message from God gave the people hope and made them happy. So let's listen closely to Micah's words of hope. It's in our Spark Story Bible on page 178, and it's called A Good Ruler. God chose the Israelites to be special people. They lived in a country called Israel. God gave them a good ruler named King David. Some of the kings who ruled after King David were not very good. These kings made the Israelites so sad that they forgot about God. There was much trouble in their country. However, God did not forget about them. God sent a man named Jeremiah to give the Israelites hope. Jeremiah said, "Soon God's promise to save the world will be kept. When the time is right, God will send a leader from King David's family, and he will be a good ruler." "Hooray!" shouted the people. "God remembers us." The people were hopeful. Everything would be good again. The people could hardly wait. You see all the happy people at the bottom of the page? So we heard last week when Pastor Paul read the lineage of Jesus, we read about all the people that came before Jesus was born. So this is part of that promise that Micah was bringing to them. So what do you think the people of Bethlehem did when they heard Micah tell God's message? Do you think they got excited? Do you think they looked around the corner thinking, is it just about to happen right now? Do you think they understood it the first time they heard it? I know sometimes for me, I need something repeated if it's really important because you want to make sure you really understand it. And did the message give the people hope? So if you remember, we have heard that there is hope. The people were hopeful when they were hopeless before. Do you remember hope, how we do it in sign language? It's like this. Hope. Looks like you're fanning yourself. We are a hope-filled people, us, not just the people from Bethlehem, because we know that Jesus is the one of peace. So we have two words in there that we know, hope and also peace. And I think we remember Jesus because we've done that before too, right? So there's a lot of things that we can remember in sign language. So that's our story for today. And now we're going to see Miss Jenny and her kids, Lily and Paul, as we see about another type of leader, a leader who is a shepherd. So I will see you in a little bit. Guys, Miss Janice here. So in our story today, we learned about Micah, and Micah was familiar with shepherds. In his time, there were many people who had jobs as shepherds. The shepherds of Bethlehem took their flocks of sheep away from the town and out into the hills. Now, times have changed since Micah, and we might not know very many shepherds now, because many people don't have to have shepherds. There's not as many flocks of sheep that we're doing in town. I haven't seen a flock of sheep yet. So a shepherd's job hasn't changed very much though. They still take care of the sheep, and sometimes we call it keeping the sheep because they keep the sheep safe. So shepherds have to work hard. They have to know where their sheep are and what they're doing. So we're going to look to Miss Jenny and her kids, Lily and Paul, and see if she can keep her kids safe. And that's their sheepdog, Scooter. He's just going to keep watching. So the sheep wander around with their shepherd, and sometimes the sheep might wander off. Uh-oh. There goes a sheep. Oh, she got him back in the fold, and another sheep might get hurt. Oh, no. The shepherd takes care of the sheep, and then the whole sheepfold is good again.
Come on, let's go back together.
The shepherd has kept her sheep safe, just like a good mom or a good shepherd does. All right, thank you guys. So sometimes we're like sheep.
In fact, our church is called Good Shepherd. Sometimes we do things we know we shouldn't do, and we forget to come when we're called. Sometimes we wander off. But God is always there to keep us safe, and Jesus treats us with patience and with care. So thank you for watching as we played with the sheep today, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hey guys, so now that we've seen that a leader can be a shepherd leading their sheep, I want you to think about what do you think are some qualities or some things you wouldn't want in a leader. Probably you wouldn't want somebody who's mean to the people that they're governing. You wouldn't want somebody who's selfish, maybe somebody who's not fair. So do you know how many countries have kings or queens? Did you know there's over 40 countries that have, they're called monarchies, that have kings and queens? Like England and Denmark, Thailand and Tonga. So do we have a king or queen in charge of our country? Nope. We have a president who's in charge of our country. We just had an election recently. So why do you think we don't have a king or queen? Well, that's a history lesson, guys, so ask Mom and Dad, but that's something that we had when we separated from England. So guys, talk to Mom and Dad about that so that you can learn more about why we don't have a king or queen. So, if you were made the president of our country, what would be one of the things that you would do? Have you thought about it? What are some of the things that you would do? Would you do things that Micah promised, like bringing hope and peace? That's a pretty big order. I know Jesus was the one who was told who could bring us hope and peace, but do you think you could help to do that? I hope so. And, well, here comes chocolate. There's different types of leaders, even if you're not in charge of your country. So you can become a leader, like maybe when you get older, you would be a class president of your high school class, or if you're like me, you can be a Sunday school superintendent. I've been doing this for 9 years now, so that's a really long time. So I got this job because the lady who did it before me, Miss Gina, was moving to another state and we needed somebody who could do it. It was 4 days before Sunday school started. So everybody thought about it, and I said I thought I could do it, and they thought about it, and they said, okay, we think Miss Janice can do it. So that's when I got to be the Sunday school superintendent and have fun with you guys every Sunday. So even though we're not in person, I still get to hang out with you guys, so I'm happy about that. So God is the one who gives us the qualities so we can be good leaders. And there are many faithful people who have led, even if they weren't the king or the queen, even if they weren't the president of their country. So now let's close in a prayer. So fold your hands. And you can point to the different parts I mentioned as we say it. Dear God, I know that you love me. I see your works around me. I hear your words of love for me. Let my mouth speak of peace. Guide my hands to be caring. Open my heart to love my family and friends. And teach me to walk in your ways, O God. Amen. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.